we are continuing Ghost Trick for the final time, as we are now entering the final chapter, 5:26 p.m. When was Yomiel's death? It was 10 years ago, when the Temzik meteorite fell. We traveled back through time, and now we're here at the scene of that death. The start of it all is about to replay itself. It's ready. A plunger? Hold it. Give it up. Do you really think you can outrun me? Eek! Now just calm down and drop that weapon. So stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her. Oh, a kitten. Shoo! You might get hurt. Are you okay? You're all right now. Are you hurt? You saved me, mister. I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. Here, I have a pamphlet for you to read. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. So that's the Temzik meteorite, eh? It's beautiful, looking at it from this angle. It changed all of our fates completely. We can't stop Temzik from falling from the sky, but we might be able to protect you from that fragment and save your life. Huh? I don't know. What's the matter, Detective Jowd? To be perfectly honest, I'm scared. If that meteorite fragment doesn't get him, I'm pretty sure I would have shot him. Huh. We might not be able to change your fate of dying. I can accept that. Huh? What I did is inexcusable. No matter how the future might change, that fact will never go away. If my fate is to die here, then I accept that. This will be our last battle against fate. Beyond that will be a new future. Okay, let's get started. It's trick time. Now, how are we gonna save you? If Lynn would just wander off somewhere, that would solve everything. When her sweet potato is almost ready? She's not gonna budge from that spot. But you know, it makes me wonder. Little girl, all alone in the park, listening to music and roasting a sweet potato? What kind of childhood did this girl have? Doesn't everybody have at least one day in their life like that? Give her a break! Anyway, if Lynn won't budge from that spot, then we'll just have to have the fragment move instead. Time's passing. It's ready. And then here they come. It's trick time. Alright, so what can we do? We can go into roasted sweet potato and examine it. What in the world is this thing? Oh boy, you even forgot what a sweet potato is? It's a roasted root vegetable. It's good. There's nothing like them on a cold winter's day. They're sweet and they smell delicious. These guys are sure making me want to try one. There's headphones, which we could turn up. Can't reach missile over there. But what happens if we turn up the headphones? Alright. What are you doing? You're gonna hurt poor Miss Lynn's ears. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. You really startled her. You even made her drop her sweet potato. I know how much this girl loves her food, too. Anyway, at least her fate has changed, albeit ever so slightly. Alright. So, there's the sweet potato down here. Let's go back up here. What if we change to missile? So missile is in this basket. Here's the roasted sweet potato. They're kind of the same shape, but they're in a different orientation. Here's a nozzle. Here's another nozzle. Here is a third nozzle. Oh, actually, there's something up here as well. Can't quite reach that, though. We could rock the basket. Alright. It's moving. How far will it go? Well, death is approaching. Don't suppose if we get over here there's anything to do. Well, we can reach that up there. Can't quite get that. And that's as far as this goes. We can use this, we can spray this. What purpose would that have? Still can't reach that. What if we rock to this a second time? Doesn't seem like rocking it a second time. Actually, what if we... Let's see. Alright, I can freeze it while it's in the middle of rocking. What's he saying there? It looks like the basket is empty now. Did Lynn think she was going to eat both of those huge sweet potatoes? Who knows? There might have been even more than two. When Miss Lynn finds out her sweet potato is gone, she might cry very loudly. Are we trying to make her out to be some kind of sweet potato freak? Let's see. Well, I could... I mean, I could continue to rock this, but the shape of it just is not going to match down there. It's about time for that meteorite to come down. Uh-oh. We have to change the fragment's path somehow. Looks like both paths and fates can be difficult things to change. There has to be a way. If we work together, you and me, I thought we'd be able to do something. Thought? That's funny. I wonder why he's using the past tense. So rocking it is not going to make this thing the same shape. There is nozzle spray. There's spray higher. Can't reach that one over there. That's some pretty spirited water there. That's what's known as a fountain. With that much force, I bet it could lift me right into the air. Lift you into the air, huh? He's right. It might just be enough to lift something if it was small enough. Like that thing that just went floating by, for example? That would be the thing. Time's up. I doubt we can move those two from that spot. Which means we have to do something with the Temsic fragment instead. That should be easy with our powers. I think you're right, Missile. This is going to be the grand finale. Guess I better rewind the clock again and see if I can pick up any other clues. Okay, let's see. So we can get in there. Let's switch him. Let's switch their positions. And in here. Over here. Over. There. There. Alright, that's going in there. Then from there, well, can't reach that. But can he reach that from there? Not quite. Not quite. Oh, look at that sweet potato! That big, scary sweet potato. That's not a sweet potato, Missile. That's Mino. Oh, right, of course. But look at them, the potato and Mino. Right now, they both have the same shape. So you're saying you could swap them, huh? Good idea, Missile. Okay, here I go. I'm gonna need your help. My help? Well, he can't reach that. If we could get in, if Sissel could get into the middle one, then he can make that spray higher. But it doesn't seem like we would be able to make it in there. I think the way I got in there was I had Sissel hitch a ride on the potato while it was floating across. So I guess it's too late to actually get to there at this point. So first we have to have Sissel make the trek in the potato so he can get into the middle one. But then I guess Sissel also has to be in the nozzle to get the potato on top of the fountain, but maybe we can freeze time and move after starting the nozzle. I doubt we can move those two from that spot. Which means we have to do something with the Temsic fragment instead. That should be... well, we already read this. This is going to be the grand finale. Rewind the clock. Alright. So I was saying I wanted to go in here. I wanted to go in... to move Missile. Just to get into here. I wanted to rock that. So then that'll get him into there. And let's see if we can do it like this. If we can trick, but then... okay, so yeah, then I can get in there. While we're doing that. Yeah, let's put Missile in there. Sprays him up into there. And then Sissel can get into there, and then Missile can get into that. And spray higher. And then Missile can swap these. Can he swap that? Looks like he can swap that. Oh, look, the lamppost is bending. But it hasn't broken yet. It really is a wonder that it hasn't snapped. It just might hold out for a little while longer. If I recall, the Temsic fragment smashed through the glass lantern on its way down. But if Minos sits firmly in its way, then fate should change. It still says it's trick time. Don't know if there'd be anything else we would do. We could talk. Oh, poor Miss Lynn. I'm sorry. If you're so sorry, then put it down. Oh, all right now, Missile. I was really out of my head that day. Well, we can talk about all of this later. The Temsic meteorite is going to fall very soon. Before that happens, I have to think of a way to do something about that fragment. And I'll do everything I can to help too. Well, I'm not sure if there would be anything else we would need to do. Don't think Sissel himself would be able to move around. Like, Missile can move around, of course. But would he need to do that? I don't know if he would, but I guess we'll just see what happens. It's about time for that meteorite to come down. Don't worry, Missile. I think we're ready for it. Look what's right in the fragment's path. Oh, okay. That giant sweet potato. If anything can get in the way, that ugly monster can. Ouch. Anyway, now the fragment's path ought to change. There. How's that? Look, the fragment's course. It changed a little. Now Yomiel's fate should really change. Wait a minute. Take another look at the fragment's trajectory. Now that it's changed, what's in its path? In its path? No! Oh, right in the groin. Bullseye. Detective Chowd. The Temsic fragment shot through his, leg. Yeah, that's where it went. Through the leg. And nowhere else. What? But the cruel twists of fate weren't over yet. Come on, put it down. Huh? Jowd, put the gun down, now. If you don't, you're going to shoot him. I don't know if it's detective training or what, but even though he's shaking from the pain, the gun doesn't waver. Put the gun down. No. I knew it. This is my true fate. In the end, I stole his life away with my own hands. I won't let that happen! Missile! The bullet is stopped in midair. I'm here, inside the bullet. Now let's swap it with something. What? With what? Detective Jowd, the meteorite fragment is what made you pull the trigger. We won't let you become a murderer. We have to prove that murder isn't the detective's true fate. And to do that, we have to stop this bullet. There must be something with the same shape as the bullet around here. Well, yes, of course, we have done this before. There's... Okay. Looks like, Yomiel is gonna get a roasted sweet potato. To the face. With the velocity of a bullet. That could still kill him. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's better than a bullet. But this could still be bad. Oh, no. We stopped the bullet, but we still couldn't save him. That's not true. Huh? My fate of getting pierced through the back might not have changed, but I'm still alive. What? I'm not dead. I'm just unconscious. Okay, so your fate of death has changed, but still, this fate is just too painful to watch, in every sense. I don't think so. As long as I'm alive, that's good enough for me. But we were overlooking one thing. The wheel of fate was still slowly turning. Look out! Wake up! You gotta get out of there! Damn it! My leg won't work! It's all over! We're out of time! Miss Lynn! It's not over yet. But there isn't anything else to swap with! Why don't we just let it play out, and then try to find another way next time? Even if she dies, all you have to do is possess her corpse. Then you can redo her last 4 minutes as many times as it takes. No, I won't do that. Why not? Sure, the fact of her death would be erased, but her memory of it would remain like a scar on her psyche. Huh. I won't let that happen, not if I can help it. But what can we do now? Even if we work together? Huh. I think there might be something that can be done. What is it? What can Sissel and I do? Don't forget, I'm here too. Huh? With 3 kinds of powers among us, we ought to be able to fight this battle. This battle against the fate of death. Yomiel! Sissel, your power is manipulating objects. Use your power to manipulate this. Huh? I don't get it. Just trust me. Let's go. Alright, I'll try to move there. Alright. Into the post lantern, into the nozzle. Now, gather your strength and make it spray as if your life depended on it. I'm dead though. In that case, make it spray as if your death depended on it. Give it your all. And remember, you only have a split second. Do it. Got it. We're spraying as hard as we can. Now it's your turn, Missile. What? Me? But what can I do? I think you know the answer to that. Okay, got it. You can swap them. That hunk of concrete will go back to its original position. But even if I swap them, it'll still be right above Miss Lynn. Don't worry. Huh? Okay, I'll do it. I'll swap him. There. Give it a swap. Okay. It's no use. We can't stop that horrible Mino. What can we do now? I don't see how gaining a second or two helped. Oh, it helped all right. Those few seconds were exactly what I wanted. Last up, it's my turn. Your turn? Him. You know what my power is, right? I can manipulate living creatures. Wait a minute, you mean? That's right. I'm going to save that little girl. Save her by manipulating my own unconscious body. Ye gods! Huh? Oh, you're awake. Hey, mister, is your knee okay? Oh, yeah, it'll be fine. That's not where it hit me, actually. I'm lucky it wasn't a fatal hit, but the main thing is that you're not hurt. You saved me, mister? I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. Do you think you could go call the police for me? I'm gonna have some trouble walking is the thing. I think you could do it quicker than I could. But... What's that? This is a detective's badge. We give them to children who've been very brave. A detective's badge? Thanks. Okay, you know what to do, little detective. Are you alive? Yeah, sadly. Hang on, help is coming. What made you do such a reckless thing? To be perfectly honest, I don't really know. When I came to, my body was already moving all by itself. It was as if somebody else was controlling me. I see. But, you know, I'm glad it happened. Hey, mister. I found this kitten. It was over there. Come to think of it, I just saw it a few minutes ago. It's probably a stray. It's kind of limp. Is it okay? I don't know. I think it's unconscious. That's funny. It doesn't look like it's injured or anything. Poor little kitty. How about if I take it to my house and look after it? Would you like to come home with me, little kitten? Well, looks like his fate just changed in a big way. Whose fate? The kitten's, of course. Sissel's. Sissel? The name Sissel echoes in my head. That's my real name. Those long, lonely 10 years. You were my one and only friend. How about it? Do you remember now? Old friend? Huh? I think I finally remember. 10 years ago, I was a little kitten that wandered into this park. I was weak and all alone in the world. Hold it! Eek? Somebody, please look at me. Huh? Oh, a kitten. Shoo, you might get hurt. Somebody, please reach a hand out to me. I only just died at the time. I lost everything. My life, my memory. My body wouldn't move anymore, but I still managed to reach out a hand to him. The next thing I knew, my soul had transferred to the black kitten. With no recollection of who I was, I lived as a cat with you for a while. After a while, the man regained his memory. I went back to being just a cat, and then the man got his body back. I took my body back from the morgue. There was somebody I just had to go see. Just one more time. I took control of my body and hurried to her house. But I was just a little too late. I had just missed her as she left this world. She left me a note that said, "I'm coming to you, Yomiel." The man named me Sissel. It was the name of something important he had lost, along with his life. His fiancée. He told me about it once, but I didn't understand what it was. Those 10 years were very happy for me, but they weren't happy for the man, and there was nothing I could do for him. For 10 years, I wandered through the darkness with no particular place to go. As time passed, my powers gradually changed. At first, I could only manipulate small creatures and objects. But then after a while, I could manipulate people. That's when the darkness inside me deepened, and I started to get a little twisted. I wanted light. Distorted, artificial light. When I got my revenge on Lynn, I would see that light, or at least that's what I tried to believe. I left my old self buried in that junkyard and walked away. The black cat. I was possessing Sissel then. It wouldn't look very much like a murder if the corpse got up and walked away after all. So you borrowed the body of your old friend. Sissel was inside that bag I was carrying tonight. I had no intention of leaving my friend behind in this country when we left. But then, when I went to possess his body, I realized something horrible. What was that? Sissel, there inside the bag, was dead. What? I wasn't able to control her completely. The first bullet didn't hit anything. Or so I thought. But it did hit something, didn't it? It hit Sissel inside that bag. Yeah, that's when I lost my life. Right there in the presence of Temsic radiation. And that's when I got the powers of the dead. My ghost tricks. I think I understand it now. Why I was the only one who couldn't get his memory back. It was because I thought that corpse was me. It was the only corpse I could see at the time, after all. But as it turns out, it wasn't the only dead body. My true death was hiding just behind that corpse. Now that I think about it, do you remember what you said? That you knew all along about me saving Lynn tonight? If you knew, why didn't you try to stop me? It's simple. Because I couldn't, even if I wanted to. Huh? Why not? Remember the thing about individual differences in the powers we get? I can control all kinds of things, from the living to the dead. But even so, there are some things that you can do that I can't. You mean? I can't even rewind time, let alone change the fate of a death. If I could do those things, I would have saved your life. Uh-huh. Not only that, but I never would have just let my fiancé stay dead like that. But you're here 10 years in the past now. That's thanks to your powers. I just tagged along with you. In any case, now the starting point of this entire tragedy has changed dramatically, altering fate. Huh. The fate of your death, the kitten Sissel's death, and I can just bet you the fate of the woman you love has changed too. Yes, I believe you're right. So, this was the last fate to be averted, eh? So, Yomiel, looks like your plan for revenge ended in failure. Yeah, and I'm glad too. Huh? I think I kind of understand now. What you've been feeling these it might be what you've been feeling these 10 years. She understood. She shed tears for me. That's when my revenge was over. She saved me from the darkness. Well, I guess it's time we got back. A new 10 years later was just born. Right. We should get back to our new present.
I can't wait to see Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla again.
So, these past 10 years will now all vanish? Well, not completely. The memories of all of us here will remain, including the memory of what I did, my crime. That's the way this game of the dead works, huh? And no matter what the reason, there's no denying the fact that I took Lynn hostage and tried to point a gun at her. I have no intention of running away from that either. The most inexcusable crime in my new life. Hey, Sissel. Yes? When we go back, our fates will no longer be interconnected. It will be like we never met. So before that happens, I just wanted to say one thing. Tonight, I stole away your life with my own hands. I'm truly sorry. That's already a thing of the lost past. Our fates have changed right now, right, Yomiel? Thank you, Sissel. I'm so very glad I met you. Me too, Yomiel.
Sissel? Are we ever going to see each other again? I couldn't stand it if we weren't.
Don't worry, Missile. I bet we'll see each other again someday. 10 years from now, our paths are sure to cross. We'll just have to wait until then.
Sissel, I'll never forget you.
I'll never forget you either, valiant little doggy. Well, it looks like you come to live with me now. So let's be getting home, little black cat. Home, huh? That sounds good, Detective Jowd. We all witnessed the birth of a new beginning, and now we're each going back to our own new present. We said goodbyes to the parts of our stories that would be lost, believing that someday our paths would all cross again.
Wait!
Before you go back to a new present, I wanted to thank you.
Before I cease to exist.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, it's I, Ray, in case you have forgotten again. Thanks to you, everything has turned out as I had hoped. I'm really grateful to you, Sissel. Thank you.
But don't forget, I was only on a journey to find my own lost memory.
Yeah, I know that. I know all about you.
Can I ask you a question, Ray? I want to know, who exactly are you?
Fair enough. I will tell you. Let me tell you about another version of tonight's events. You changed the fates of many people tonight, the first of which was hers.
Nearsighted Jigo, it was you all along.
If you'd not been there for her tonight, her fate would have been to die in that lonely spot on the outskirts of town. If that had occurred, what do you suppose would have happened? Let me tell you a story. A story of a little creature. After they stole her life that night, they broke into her apartment. They stole the wooden box from the ceiling hiding place and left. And in the process, two little dead bodies were left behind. However, the little fellow's spirit lived on. He desperately reached out a paw to his mistress. That's when a miracle occurred.
What? Look at that. The powers of the dead? But how?
He didn't really understand it himself. Not yet, anyway. But with all you know now, I bet you understand it, do you not?
Hey, wait a minute.
That's right. He died inside the aura of that strange energy. But unfortunately, with his meager powers, he was unable to save his little mistress. There just wasn't anything he could do with only the power to swap objects.
He needed the power to manipulate objects in order to save the little lady.
The little fellow chased after the men. But there still wasn't anything he could do. In the end, he was left behind with the man in red in the deep, deep sea. And then he went back. He went back to the world of 10 years before, to the moment of the man in red's death.
What?
He decided to wait it out. He decided to wait until that night came again. And that's the other version of the story of this night. A story that has taken these 10 years to be retold.
Huh. So that was you, huh?
That's right. I'm Sissel. 10 years is a very long time in dog years.
You couldn't change the fates of these people on your own. So you decided to wait these 10 years out.
Exactly. And then, at last, that fateful night rolled around again. By this time, I had grown old, and my powers were weak. So I decided I needed to find somebody to help me this time around. Somebody who possessed different powers than me.
But wait a second. You were able to manipulate that desk lamp.
Over the course of the long years, my powers changed. My ability to swap objects weakened, but I became able to manipulate small objects.
But in that case, why didn't you cooperate with yourself?
Because I couldn't.
Huh?
From watching the man in red, I found out there were individual differences in our powers. I couldn't do any of the things he could do. Like travel through the telephone lines, for example.
But what?
It may not seem like much, but it's a very important power. Especially if you're trying to chase somebody.
There's something I don't understand. You knew from the very beginning that I had that power. How did you know so much about me?
Why wouldn't I? After all, we had met before, on that night the first time around.
We what? We met before.
From listening to the conversation of the two intruders to the apartment, I learned that Miss Lynn had lost her life at that junkyard on the edge of town. I followed the ghost world past to the junkyard and came upon an incredible scene. Imagine, if you will, there in the darkness, a twisting and swiveling desk lamp. It made my first stand on end, I can tell you.
That was me? So I was shot on that night the first time around as well.
You had lost your memory that time too. You had just died. You felt confused. You declined to cooperate with me.
I did what? I just want to find my own lost memory. I'm sorry, but I can't help you.
That's what you said. And then you disappeared. Away over the telephone line.
I'm really sorry I didn't help you.
That's why I decided that this time I would use that desire of yours to our mutual advantage.
Mutual advantage?
The only thing you were interested in was finding your own lost memory. If I could guide you along the right path to doing that, we would both benefit. And namely, the right path would be the path to the man in red, to Yomiel.
What?
I gave you the information you needed to know to set you in the right direction. And then I gave you a time limit.
A time limit?
That's right. As you know, I said you only had until tomorrow morning. If I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have found out the truth tonight. And the man in red would have been sealed away at the bottom of the sea forever. If that had happened, it would have been all over.
Then, you mean that thing about ceasing to exist?
Oh, that, completely made up. A little naughty of me, I know. But I just wanted you to use your time wisely.
Oh boy. I hate to admit it, but this little doggy really outsmarted me in every way.
Let's just call it the wisdom that comes with age. And now it's time to say farewell. These past 10 years will cease to exist, and with them, so will I.
Sissel.
I believed in you. I always knew you could do it. And so you did. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Sissel. So you waited and waited these 10 long years. All for the sake of your two ladies, Lynn and Camilla, huh?
Of course. Because that's what doggies do. Now then, farewell, Sissel.
And so the story of a single night came to an end. Nobody but us knew what had really happened in this town tonight. I made my way back to a new present. Huh? How come it's dark? I'll just turn on the lights here. Were you surprised? You bet I was. You nearly scared me to death. Yippee! It worked! But it's not even my birthday today. It was my mom's birthday the day before yesterday. I made the surprise for her, but it came out so well I wanted to use it again. That's all right, Lynn. After all, we're celebrating the birth of your new position as detective, right? Really? Thank you, Detective Jowd. Dad, you're home. Hi, Camilla. Let me introduce you. This is Lynn. She was just assigned to the detective division today. Hi, Camilla. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Lynn. Congratulations on becoming a detective. Huh? Is something wrong? You have one of those badges too? Oh, this? Yeah. I have one just like it. My dad just gave it to me the other day. But yours looks a lot older than mine, though. Haha, how long are you gonna keep wearing that toy badge, Lynn? Toy badge? I thought... Oh, what's wrong with it? To me, this is the symbol of a real detective. It's been 10 years since then, hasn't it? Who would have guessed you've actually become a detective one day? When you gave me this badge, I just knew. I knew it was my destiny somehow. Destiny, eh?
And now that I'm a detective, I'll find out where that destiny will lead me.
Haha, that you will. That you will.
Oh, hello. Don't tell me you're the same little kitten.
That's right, the very one.
You know what? This is a very, very special cat. He's 10 years old, but he's still a kitten. Still a kitten? Yep, he never got any bigger or anything. Wow, what a mysterious little fellow. I know, right? His name is Sissel. Sissel. Seems to me I've heard that name somewhere before. I think Sissel likes you, Lynn. All right, everyone, let's start this celebration. Okay, Mom. I bet you're just like me. Your destiny led you here somehow, too. And so we meet again, Sissel.
From just that single night as a human, I got a glimpse into their world, and I learned something. Their fates, their lives, they were all interconnected. Somewhere, somehow, in some way. And now, this is my new fate. So much chicken is being... I guess I really am a cat. It suits me just fine to curl up and watch. Watch the strange and beautiful patterns of something. And it looks like I'll have plenty to watch here for quite a while. And it looks like that's the end. It ended with the only way the story could end, with much chicken being gobbled up.
Happy birthday to our lovely Lynn! Like I said, it isn't my birthday. Hey, Missile, I thought I asked you to stay home and guard the fort. But birthdays are for celebrating together with friends and loved ones. Nothing like it, baby!
Look at all that spaghetti. How do you get that much spaghetti on a gigantic fork? Alright, so does the dinner continue? Will more food be added? Oh no, we're back at the junkyard. There, how do you like that? Not bad, huh? But definitely not good. Maybe now I can be a great detective, just like Inspector Cabanela. What kind of example is the inspector providing for his men?
Here's your food, gentlemen.
Memory, what are you doing here?
I heard you were going to be picking new members for the Special Investigation Unit today.
So you took on a part-time job here again? Just so, actually, this wasn't the voice I had before. What was the voice? It was something.
Oh, you had no idea the lengths I'd go to reach my goals.
Oh, mamma mia!
Yahoo! Is this really necessary? This new curry chicken? Oh!
Oh boy, I don't think I could eat another bite. Just who exactly is this very best customer anyway? Are you sure we really need all these explosives? Not to worry, Beauty, my dear. I followed the instructions 20 kilograms of gunpowder, just like it said. Wait a minute, 20 kilograms? I thought it was 20 grams. So this is where you work, huh, Papa?
That's right, sweetheart.
Darling husband, don't you have any ideas at all you could give me? You must have heard some juicy stories, the indiscretions of a minister.
No, must you talk this way in front of our darling angel?
Here's to start your mind of my darling husband.
This deal is going quite well. Oh, I must say, these grapes are quite good, my man. Egad. Keep it together, man. Are you trying to give me a case of the vapors? I believe I nearly died of fright just now.
I'm pretty sure I had a specific voice, but I don't remember what it was now. I was really quite a minor character, really, in the game.
Stop the park from charging admission. Protect the rights of those who live here.
Today's the day, he's finally getting out. Everybody's starting to get real tired of seeing you do that. Then let me show you a new dance that's been passed down in our family for generations. When we do this, when we have a stomach ache, we call it Dance Away the Pain. Oh, I'm real interested in that one. I think you could show it to me next week. You got it.
10 long years, Yomiel. Your time's up today. The young lady who always comes to visit you is waiting outside. Thank you, Sissel. And it looks like that's the end of Ghost Trick. And we're returning to the title screen. All right, so, well, that's the end. And that was a really good game. I've heard a lot about Ghost Trick over the years, just in terms of that it was supposed to be really good. Whenever anyone mentioned it, it was always pretty much unanimously with positive opinions. And the only thing I ever really saw of it was some of these animations. So whenever I would see that, I would think, wow, that looks really good. And that's apparently a DS game. But I didn't really know anything about it aside from that. And it was just like a really nice time playing through it. It was an interesting story with colorful characters. That all came together in the end. Gameplay were simple puzzles. There weren't many that were really difficult, but it's really not that kind of game, I don't think. This is not like The Witness or anything, where they're going to be giving you real brain busters. They're just supposed to be fairly pleasant puzzles that you're going to be making your way through at a decent clip, decent pace, so you can continue on to see more of the story, which is really what it is that we're here to see. So I just thought it was a really nice, pleasant time playing this. And after completing it, it just really is more confusing as to why this game has never actually gotten a re-release. We've been playing the DS original version, and like I said back when we started this, a year afterwards, it got a re-release on iOS. But the fact that this hasn't been re-released on anything else seems strange. If it's not the dual screens, that's a problem with that, because the iOS version was formatted for a single screen. So they could easily just put this on anything else. It being a DS game, it seems like the most obvious platform would be the Switch. I guess that they would have to adapt the touchscreen controls, but that doesn't seem like that would be that difficult, really, adapting that to a controller. This just seems like it's really high quality, and even though it's a decade old, it's still, visually, it still holds up very well, because I can't really think of many other games that look like this. Like the 2D side-scrolling perspective, but with really well-animated characters. You've seen some games like Out of This World or Flashback that have a similar look, but the animation in this game is really far above that, and I can't really think of many other games that look really like this at all. So I think that visually it still holds up very well. The writing is very good. I thought I was pretty engaged by the writing the whole way through. I thought that the whole bit with the foreign nation was kind of odd, but I guess the purpose of the foreign nation was really to build up Yomiel and what his plan was. And really the story ended up not really having much to do with the foreign nation at all, but rather it was more about Yomiel. So in our final challenge at the end, it was really all about Yomiel and Jowd's confrontation in the park, and the foreign nation was really nowhere to be found there. I did think that was a little odd part of the story, but I did also think that the story came together in the end very well. Very memorable characters, such as, of course, Missile, the best boy. Maybe the best dog character in a game, possibly. I think there's a good chance that Missile might be the best dog character in a video game. And of course, finding out that our tutor, Ray, was old Missile the whole time. And that apparently ghosts age. Look, we're not gonna ask about the details of that. Apparently ghosts get old. But that was worthwhile to see old Missile. Old Missile was adorable. I didn't think that's who Ray would be. I thought it was going to end up being some sort of time loop where Sissel himself was Ray, so Sissel's story would end with him going back to the desk lamp so he could tutorialize himself, so he could keep that going. But that's not who it was. So yeah, I was a little bit surprised by that. I was also kind of surprised that the villain of the story, I was about to say the villain was Sissel's body, but I mean, technically, he wasn't the villain for very long, was he? Like after the reveal of, oh hey, it's Sissel, they kind of just redeem him pretty quickly. But I thought that chapter that begins with Yomiel standing there with Cabanela, I thought that was a pretty surprising twist. I like the format of the game. Like, I do like games that have this kind of format where you have these small chapters that make you feel like you're progressing through the game pretty quickly. That's just a format I kind of like. Like, I like that more than a larger, more open game where you can be playing for a few hours and you're saying, have I really made any progress here? I don't know. This one, it's very clear as to what progress you're making. So, you do some puzzles, watch some story, chapter's over after an hour, and then like, okay, that's a good bite-sized game session. I'll save the game and come back later. I do like games that have that kind of format. That's just me. So yeah, everything about this game was very good, and now I'm kind of sad that I never got this game on the DS back when it was new. I guess it just didn't get my attention at that time. But this is definitely something I would have liked to have played back when this first came out. I just wasn't aware of it, I suppose, at the time. But I'm happy that I eventually did get to play it, and got to play it with you on stream here. I'm not really sure what else there is to say about it. Just I feel very positive about the whole thing all the way through. I didn't feel like there were any down parts of the game. I didn't feel like there was any part where it just sort of felt like it slowed down and became a slog or anything like that. If it was interesting and snappy going all the way through. And yeah, it was just a very fun, very interesting game to play, and I thought the story wrapped up very well. So, again, I don't know if there's really anything else I could think to say about it. That's been our playthrough of Ghost Trick Phantom Detective for the DS. Like I said, this is also available on iOS. And I would hope eventually it would get ported to other things, because honestly, I don't see why it wouldn't. This feels like a very evergreen game. Like a game that you could port to a modern system and it really wouldn't feel dated or anything. Because there really isn't too much else that's quite like it. And hopefully that happens at some point. But as for right now, that's our end of our playthrough of Ghost Trick, and if nothing else, we can come away with it knowing that Missile is the best boy. So I hope that you enjoyed this playthrough of Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective.